Today we're going to talk about my three theories of how the endgame series is going to go, how the reunion series gets set up, etc. So, jumping right in, my first theory is when Laurent gets back to the Commonwealth, I think there's a potential that Rick is there. I know the storyline is kind of muddy. Not storyline, but timeline is kind of muddy because we don't really know how this is kind of matching up. Now, when Rick gets back to the Commonwealth after the ones who live, is Daryl already back? Is Daryl still gone? Is Laurent there? Is Maggie and Negan back? Are they still gone? I don't really know what is going on, and that I think that is a problem. But at the same time, it's not because it really gives them the freedom to be able to do what they want. So in this theory, essentially, Laurent gets back to the Commonwealth. Rick and Michonne are there. Rick asks him, "Hey, how did you find out about us?" or whatever. And he tells him, like, Daryl and Carol told me about this place over in France. They're on the way to Spain. They could not make it back. They need help getting back. Potentially, that could lead us to Rick knowing about, I mean, just an abundance of helicopters for one. I mean, I don't really know if a helicopter can make it over there, but I'm sure the CRM has other longer distance planes, boats, etc. So that's an option. Or two, they just find some type of way to make it over there with a boat or a plane or something that they find near the Commonwealth. So that's my first theory. My second theory, it has something to do with Manhattan. I'm not 100% sure of how this will work. I'm not the one writing the story. It's just a theory of how they could come together. So you have Maggie and Negan in Manhattan. They are going to be fighting New Babylon. And you also have the Dama and Herschel. So I could see a scenario where Maggie and Negan get essentially forced out of Manhattan due to New Babylon's pressure being too hard, just outnumbered, whatever. Maggie gets back to the Commonwealth and she's like, I got to go back. I got to get Herschel, whatever it may be. And Rick being like, okay, me, you, Negan, Daryl, Michonne, whoever's around. That's the problem. I don't know who's around. I don't know what these other characters have been doing, all of that good stuff. But I mean, that's just a theory of what could bring them back together. My third theory, and this is a long shot because personally, I'm one of the ones who believes that the CRM is no more, or at least in the form that we saw the CRM in the ones who live and then in the original show. But maybe the CRM becomes a threat again. They know where Rick's from. They know all of that good stuff. They know that Rick killed the leader, Major General Beale. So maybe some form of the CRM or some sort of rebellion from the new order at the CRM gains some sort of power. And again, I guess back to power. I just think Manhattan. I just think them having the power to make power through walkers. That's got to be the end game. That's got to be what brings them all together to fight some sort of power. You know what I mean? So it's just. But anyways, maybe some sort of CRM branch, rebellion, whatever it may be, brings them together, causes a threat. And then option four, which could be the most likely, it's a threat we don't even know about yet. Maybe it's something that we just don't know. Some sort of new group, variant. Maybe it's just them all reuniting for at the end of a spinoff. I don't know. I think there's a lot that they can do. They've really set this up, and it's going to depend on what they do with Daryl Dixon season 3 and 4 and Dead City season 3 and 4. They have the luxury to do whatever they want to do. I don't know. I just don't know how they're gonna plan it out. How they're gonna play it out. How they're gonna. It's really up to them. Scott Gimple has been a lot more open about his view on the in-game series, which is awesome. There's just a lot that they can do. Um, it just sucks because part of me wishes that they did that in the regular show. Like maybe you just take a couple years off and you don't necessarily call it the end of The Walking Dead. You just take a break, let these spinoffs happen, come back together, do a final season all together. Or, which this is something I thought about the other day, they've mentioned that they want to do another 16 plus episode series, which will essentially be the new Walking Dead. Now, I would imagine it's going to be with Judith, with RJ, um, Herschel, those type of characters. And I mean, there's definitely going to be some of the original characters, the older characters that'll be in that show. They're just not going to be the main focus. But what if the Endgame series reunion, all of that, what if that takes place in season 1 of the new 16 episode show? I know that's a crazy theory, but it could. They very well could. Um, but yeah, guys, I'm gonna leave it right there for today. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. Drop a comment down below of what you think might. How do you think they're gonna do this Endgame series? Do you think they're gonna do it at all? Um, what are your thoughts on the spinoffs? I've really enjoyed them, but yeah, I'm gonna leave it here for today. Thank you for watching, and peace.